Finally. Dude, I'm telling you, having to restart this thing over and over gets so old, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Yeah, I'm starting a little bit early so we can see what's going on. Make sure everything's working, because today's, man, I want to make sure that we capture everything that they got to say today. Today's, hopefully they put out some really good information, because I'll tell you what, man, that all that firing stuff definitely took a lot of people by surprise. So I'm really, really interested in seeing what they're going to say today. For sure. Hold on, let me finish setting stuff up here, because as always, the system wanted to act crazy, so I had to finagle some stuff. Yeah, I don't know what if it's my ISP or freaking YouTube, or something's not right. Hey, what's up, Iceman? All right, let me go pop off start our Twitch. Like I said, we're just starting a little bit early, just so I can make sure that everything's working properly. Because I've been having issues for the last year or so with this freaking stream. Actually, probably since I moved down here to Florida, so it might be the ISP, internet service provider. Who knows? All right. We're almost going here. I mean, we still got another 7 minutes before the Titan Talk pops off. I figured I'd take a quick look, a quick gander at the updates. Let me go ahead and get on their website, I mean on their Twitch site, so I can see what the hell's going on. So we can switch over as soon as they go live. Okay, yeah, they have a countdown to 7 minutes. Starting soon. Alright, one more second. Chat is now live. The chat up on top is working beautifully. So we are good to go, man. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Chow. And chow. Hey, what's up, UK Paul? I know it's been buffering. Yeah, it should be good now though. It shouldn't be buffering now. Everything should be good to go. When I first start any stream, dude, it just buffers and buffers, because what's happening is I'm having to turn off OBS and start it again. Turn it off and start again until whatever happens finally connects, and then it goes green, and then I'm good to go. Sometimes I only have to restart it once. Sometimes I never have to restart it. Sometimes I have to restart my freaking OBS like 12 freaking times. It's annoying as hell. I troubleshot everything. I don't know what the issue is, man. But it is what it is. But as long as it's working now. So let's take a look at what they're coming out with, right? So supposedly this is already live. I haven't logged in the game. Supposedly this went live this morning. Something that caught my eye that I think is very interesting is this wandering market thing, right? This wandering market thing is just it's a new way for them to raise revenue. If I understand, there's going to be a third type of currency that you earn by, I guess, playing the game and finishing various different quests, right? Now, I'm reading this, there's two tiers. There's going to be the free tier, and then there's going to be what they're calling a premium tier. So this is looking like pretty much a battle pass to me, right? So we'll see how that works out. Now, supposedly that this market is going to be good for 8 weeks before it rotates into a new one, right? So you'll have 8 weeks to earn coins at your leisure, and then spend them at will. Now, something that I think they might be missing the boat on this. I don't know how much they're I don't know how much this premium tier is going to cost coin wise, but I'm going to wait and see what they say about this. But I think they're really missing a big opportunity to start bringing in numbers, to tell you the truth. Because if they would have made the premium people that are the people that had bought the ultimate, the founders edition, made that the premium, and in order to hit the premium thing as of right now until it goes free to play, you'd have to be on the founders edition. I think if people liked this, the paid premium line, it would motivate people to buy the ultimate god pack, right, or the founders edition. But I guess they'd rather have a couple dollars by many than a lot of dollars by less. So I mean, I guess it goes both ways. We'll see how it works out. But it looks like a new money generation tool that they're going to use, a new revenue generating tool. So we'll see how that works out, man. We'll see what they say today. I'm really interested in seeing what they say. Today's Titan Talk is going to be huge, dude, because this is the first time that they're going to publicly speak on what the hell's going on, right? So I'm really hoping they come prepared, and I'm really hoping that they just don't brush everything off and act like it didn't happen, right? And just start talking about the game with it. I hope that they, start by addressing the elephant in the room. So we'll see, man. We'll see, because there's a lot of people that are wondering, and there's a lot of, BS information out there, and then there's a lot of shell game type information that got diluted as it went from one year to another. So this way, hopefully they clear everything up so we get exactly what the hell's going on. Hey, what's up, Special? Why the hell is I see you, K over here. Why is my bot chat not working? Interesting. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, man. Oh, I see. That's their freaking chat. Anyways, back to this. Obviously, we didn't get the auto builds. I didn't expect it. I don't expect to get that anytime soon, to tell you the truth. If they take questions and answers, I'm definitely going to ask that question. And I mean, I don't have the platform to sit there and try to explain to them why this would be beneficial for the game and their company to add this, because they would definitely promote more playing of Arena, especially from new players that get just overwhelmed by the various different aspects of buying items in the shop. But I mean, it is what it is, man. But they got about a minute to go, so we'll see what happens here. Other than that, I didn't see nothing too drastic. I mean, they added Rama. There's some buffs and some nerfs, but dude, there's going to be so many buffs and nerfs between now and whenever, right? Achilles is coming on the 17th, I think it was. February 17th, so that should be interesting. I like Achilles. Achilles is pretty good melee. Alright, so let's go ahead and switch over. Where the hell? I'm going to turn off my music, because they're about to start here shortly. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I like Achilles. Achilles is pretty good. Let me make sure I got the highest resolution, because these guys have a tendency to be on crap. Yeah, see, 360. Yeah, and make sure that you're watching us on 1440, right? If you have to do what I just did, because we are streaming on 1440 on both YouTube and on Twitch. There we go. I don't have the sound turned on them yet because sometimes they have music and it screws with my.
Hey everyone, happy Monday, Deities.
There we
Hope
go.
everyone is having a really great day. Definitely appreciate you all
You
taking
guys
the
can hear
time to
okay?
join us for another edition of Titan Talk. I'm Isaiah. Kilgoon is joining me today, and Travis is with us as well. Just gonna get right into it. Not gonna really sugarcoat anything. Last week was a really shitty week for everyone here at Titan Forge. Everyone, has really been kind of processing everything, but we didn't want to take an extended break. We wanted to kind of get out in front of the community just because we know you all have a lot of questions. You all are processing as well.
Appreciate it,
I'll
Jonathan.
just kind of throw it over to Alex to kind of
Appreciate it,
go
brother.
over everything.
Yeah, I'll just. We're gonna spend most of the day taking y'all's questions. It's been rough. Like Isaiah said, I put out a tweet. If you haven't seen it, I still use that godforsaken site for some reason.
Yeah.
And kind of talk through my feelings.
Look at their eyes, dude. You can see the sadness.
And
It's very, very sad.
yeah. Right. Like we literally, like right before the show, Dandy just walked in because he's kind of dropping off his stuff, and it's really hard, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of great people that we lost as part of this. But despite it all, I am really hopeful for the future. I think even the vibe in here today has been really focused on kind of what's next. I'll let Travis talk more. Sorry, I wasn't going to talk too much at the beginning.
No,
I get carried away.
Yeah, Thursday was rough. Lost a lot of good people, but friends,
Yeah.
that's probably the hardest part. People that you like. I mean, even in the playtest that we tried to run on Friday, just took 10 seconds to just everyone kind of remember who we lost. It was rough. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but we saw your feedback all weekend, and that was rough to see sometimes. Like looking through Reddit, and I try to not look too much at streams and social media on Thursday, but I peeked in and watched throughout the weekend, and it's hard to imagine what our friends are going through.
Yeah.
But when I see all the feedback online, and just like what you posted, it's like you see that feedback, and it comes from a place where the passion and the anger and the sadness from the community is really like a testament to the community we've built, and how much people care. And it's like just like you said, the easiest thing to do would be just to curl up in a ball and quit. But the passion that we see from the community is what makes me want to keep driving so hard to make the game amazing. So that's what it is. It is a rough time, but that's what we want to kind of focus on as we start talking today, and we start to put together the plans for the upcoming releases, and try to really center around that core community that was the ones that were really lashing out and letting their emotions fly this weekend.
Yeah. And like Kilgoon said, we're going to spend majority of the show today just answering your questions, just because you all have a lot. But we do have just a short housekeeping bit that we wanted to go through, because Open Beta 3 did launch this morning.
Yeah, and I will say, like, before the show started, I saw in chat someone saying like they're going to dodge all the hard questions. They they don't really want to talk about it, right? Like, no, we wouldn't be here doing a live Q&A show 3 days later if we didn't want to talk about it, right? Like, we understand that you have questions, you have concerns, and we want to answer your questions. We probably won't be able to answer everybody's questions like everybody's Titans Talks, but we're going to try and pick out questions related to this as much as we can. I'm not going to, go for the, what about the wandering market questions, right? Like the point of this is to talk about what happened and how we're moving forward. As a transition, we did ship an update today,
Yes,
right?
we did.
We're still on schedule as of right now for our one new God a week. And there was a lot of other.
Yeah, we just got Rama. We'll
features in
get
this
Achilles
update
on
that
the
we didn't
17th, I
talk
believe.
about before it shipped that are kind of interesting, and we're going to run through real quick.
Yeah.
We're going to spend a lot of time on it, but just I think it's worth calling out the good work that the team has done to make OB3 happen and to ship it today, because it's a good update. You know, we got a lot of good stuff happening.
Cool. Well, I will bring up the laptop really quick. These notes are also live on smite2.com if anyone hasn't had a chance to check them out. But Open Beta 3, we had some new cross-gen and classic skins hit the battleground today. Lord Slashing.
I haven't got any codes from them yet, but when I do get the codes, one of our giveaways is probably going to be one of those skins.
Also launched it.
I haven't seen them yet,
So if
though.
you're interested in
I'm hoping
earning
it's the
any
Fenrir
cool
one.
cosmetics as a part of the first
Or the new
collection,
one.
it is there for
Actually,
you.
they're all good.
Under gameplay, just some Smite parody things that went live today. Just changed the way that Titans and Phoenixes interacted with players in terms of targeting. They should match much more closely to the way that they work in Smite 1 and Smite 2 now.
Yes, and the like Titans getting sucked towards like on her pillar and other walls was a particularly abusable, annoying one. So I think it's good that we got that one cleaned up. Also, like the size of their AOE cleave means that like it's harder for.
If you just join us, they're just going to go over the updates
Again, it's just trying
that
to
they
make
put out this morning, and then later on the show, they're going to get into what happened with all the firings and all the craziness.
Attacking it, just kind of in line with
And
Smite
supposedly
1.
they're going to take questions. So
Under general, just a few things that went live with this update. We added an unequip button to the God loadout page. So if you
people have been asking for that for a long time.
accidentally equip a tracker and you didn't want it, you now have the ability to unequip that. We added a widget in the profile screen that shows all the different types of currencies that you may own. That way you can see everything at a glance. You can now enter practice with selected skins in the Gods collection menu. So if you're interested in trying out a skin before you pick it up, you're able to do that now. We added contextual ping through VGS in the minimap, so you can hold Alt on keyboard and mouse or hold the VGS button on controller to ping inside the game world. We raised the ranked level requirement to level 10 based off of player feedback. Also based on player feedback, we decreased the pause duration time from 3 minutes to 1 minute. This does not affect custom matches, though. It's still indefinite there. And then we also added a your turn to pick audio and alt-tabbed pop-up image in ranked conquest draft lobby, just to make it super clear that, hey, you're in ranked, it's your turn to pick, even if you maybe toggle it out. Under game modes, just made some changes to jungle bosses here, kind of messing with their TTK a little bit.
unfortunately, we did not get auto builds in this update. I already looked at the notes. In fact, we were looking at it before we started the stream, or before we started this portion of the stream.
Yeah, one of the big ones for Duel is that we can disable items by game mode now. So that tech allowed us to disable Lifebinder, which is a fine item in every other mode, but just kind of breaks the Duel mode. So good little fix, I think.
For Arena, we smoothed out some collision around the base walls and also improved camera collision behind the bases. And then last up for game modes, we disabled Amanita Charm and Assault, just because really strong item.
How am I supposed to have a
meditation.
90% win rate in Assault going forward?
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. But outside of that, everything else in the patch notes is all the balance and stuff that we've talked about.
Yeah, I really
previously.
think they need to
If you
push
wanna head over
to
to
release those
smite.com
auto
and
builds,
check out the
dude.
full patch notes, you are
Auto builds
more
is
than
going to
welcome to
allow the game to be
Yeah,
easier,
Reminder that Rama
and it's for
comes out
newer
today.
players or
Achilles
players
comes out
that
next week.
that
and then
don't want to go
we
through all the
will have
craziness
another
going through the
patch,
shop,
with
and it's going to make
another
more
god,
people want
right?
to play the
I
game.
believe the next
At
one
least the
is
arena
Artemis
side of the game. I don't
and
know about
Wheelish?
Conquest. I
Yes.
can care less.
I get confused about the order. We played both of them this morning. Wheelish
I would be
actually has
playing
a
more
whole
Smite
individual
2 if they
reason
had
for it,
auto builds.
which I don't think we've shown yet.
No, yeah.
So definitely.
And I'm not a
we're
newbie to the game.
grinding away.
Yep.
And I don't know.
That's
if you wanna talk a little bit
that's
about,
what's turned me
kind of
away
where our
from playing
focus
as much
is.
as I
Yeah.
played Smite 1
like,
back
as
in the
we're
day.
grinding away, or,
Is because I
and then
can't
we
stand
can
not having auto
start taking
builds,
questions.
dude.
Yes.
I think so. First,
We'll see.
Let's touch on though that Rom being live today. That was Lermy's God. Hearts to Lermy in the chat. Appreciate all your hard work and hopefully Rom is doing Smite 2 some justice from your behalf. And then Achilles, I think was Ro. And so as we get Achilles next week, shout outs to Ro. So the focus, this week we're having to, pick up some pieces and trying to put together a good plan for how we move forward. Just like Alex said, I think we probably were playing 8 gods today in the playtests that aren't live. So we are still making some pretty good progress on those characters.
Yeah, but he
the
might
focus
have a different
primarily
kit
going
from
forward
Smite
is gonna
too. We're gonna have
be,
to test him out and see.
as we've had meetings the last
He
couple
might
of
even
days
have an
on our
aspect. I
tier
don't know
players
if they brought him with an
and,
aspect or not. I have to
who
look.
we feel like we need to be focused on in the next couple of months, especially. And around October, we kind of made this same commitment where we wanted to make sure that everything we were doing in the game was geared towards the core players. That's really everyone that's in this chat watching this Titan Talk. You know, it's the most engaged content creators. We want to make sure that we're making a game that they love, because it's not worth talking about, you know, bringing necessarily in a ton of new players if the core doesn't believe that the game is in a great spot. So since October, we committed primarily to them, and we kind of made sure that we service them with the god migrations and get the game in a great spot.
I would say the core gameplay, right? Because that's the thing that matters the most to hardcore people that love Smite 1, right? Because they already have gone through the learning cliff needed to enjoy Smite, and you know, they're judging Smite 2 more against Smite 1 than against other like current games, right? So like certain things that feel like a huge improvement from Smite 1, you know, maybe like compared against other games are not quite at that level yet. We know we need to get there, but that just hasn't been the focus yet.
Yeah, that's right. And so we want to make sure that, you know, as we move forward, the plan makes sure that we service the core players. And, you know, secondarily, we want to make sure that the core players have some things that they are allowed to, you know, get them some of the skins that they're wanting into the game. You know, the wandering market coming live now. It's like give the core players, you know, a way to, you know, find, you know, help support the game that they want to stay alive. And like in this time where we're having to make these, you know, cuts, you know.
Yeah, see
that
that roving market is an idea one of these guys had.
So we
to start bringing in some type of income.
Trying to get some of those types of things in that we've largely not, you know, focused on the last 4 months. So we want to make sure we're doing that. Then the next thing that
hopefully
we
it
want to do
works.
is make sure that we're still giving the core players the systems that they are missing and that they really want to focus on. And as we're building out the systems, we want to make sure that core players are the defining group that we're building them for. And then secondarily, if any features could help new players as well, then it's core players and new players is what the focus would be on first. After everything, if it's anything that's on the schedule that doesn't service those two groups, we're removing from the schedule as we're going forward. So we're going to spend this week reevaluating our schedule and reprioritizing things based on that, and we'll get that built out.
I'm gonna have to send these guys an email. I'm gonna have to contact these guys and talk to them before they start the schedule, dude. Because I don't think they understand how important those auto builds are to the game, dude.
The fourth bullet is to focus.
That would
on
bring
players.
so much
Get them
traffic
into
into
the game
Arena. I'm
only
telling you,
after
it'd
we
bring
do
so many
that.
players back to Arena. I've heard so many people say they're that's what they're missing is the auto builds. Being able to turn it on, turn it off. You know what I'm saying?
Questions.
Yeah, let's do
I've
it.
got YouTube.
Wouldn't be
chat
that hard to
on
do.
as well. I know somebody.
What's
was
up,
asking
Blue?
About that. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you're more than welcome to ask questions as well.
Yeah, Travis and I cannot see YouTube chat, so Isaiah will have to be picking up the questions from YouTube, but we will just kind of answer things. Yeah.
I think I did see one question about the God frequency going forward.
Yeah.
Over the next couple of months, you can expect to still see, I think, you know, like I said, like we had Achilles next week, and then we have Artemis, I think is the next one after that, and Wheelish, and then
Bari.
And then Bari. We are going to be committed to those. We know that we're going to want to release those on that same cadence. How we spend this week and evaluating where do we want to spend the majority of our time on god migrations versus, you know, classic skins versus cross-gen versus those types of things really is going to help us define the content release plan that we're going to go forward with. But for now, you can expect at least that, and you know, and then we'll share with you as soon as we have the rest figured out.
Yeah. So essentially, you know, we're gonna keep doing one god a week as long as we can, right? Keep doing one, but then almost certainly it'll go to like a god every 2 weeks at some point in the future.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted.
There's a lot of people asking us to focus more on skins. You know, we need funds and people want to help. I think, you know, we definitely are having those conversations internally. I think part of what people are upset about too is, you know, there aren't enough classic skins, right? And some people that are in this chat have a ton of diamonds that they can just, or excuse me, of legacy gems that they can just get all of those, right? And that's
Dude,
kind of
nobody
okay.
gives a
There's
damn
also a lot
about
of
no
people that
classic
don't have
skins.
that many legacy gems. So we're talking about how we can get more classic skins over, how we can make sure we have kind of a regular cadence of skins, but just kind of what the right balance is, right? Because if we just dropped new skins that you couldn't get with your legacy gems, then that would be
Achilles
fulfilling
is
commitment to you
usually
guys
pretty
that
good.
we made. So we're trying to figure out like how do we do both, and how do we also get the cross gen skins that we're missing, right? You know, we stopped all skin production for a little while, and you know, one of the biggest like support tickets we get right now is where is this cross gen skin that I already bought, right? And that sucks, and we need to get those in the game. So yeah, there's it's something that we're thinking about. We also our UI team, you know, it's been hard, but everybody's really just like jumped in and been like, okay, well, how do we solve things? How do we make things better? And in an afternoon, a person on our UI team threw together a very simple single page store. So we can actually have kind of like a featured, here's the new stuff store page. So that'll be coming relatively soon. Like, you know, I think internally we're definitely putting a little bit more focus on that. Not that we're going to go too hard on it, because we know that we still need to release gods really regularly. We know that there's other in-game features we need, but we are definitely putting a little more focus on it.
Yeah, I see several questions across YouTube and Twitch, all kind of towards the same tune. So I'm just gonna choose one, and we can talk about it. But it's how can we feel any good about investing time and money into the future? It seems like the pattern is that Smite does well, then we get blindsided, and things seem to get worse on the corporate side of things.
I think this is probably not the right answer, but nobody's future is guaranteed, right? Not to be morbid, but like I could get into a car crash and die on the way home, right? Like in life.
No, you're not. You can't.
No, but I'm just saying, like, the way that I have always lived my life as a gamer is I play whatever game I am having the most fun playing right now. And I think most people live their lives in the same way. We are very fortunate that a lot of people think Smite is the most fun game that you can play. There's a lot of people in chat today because they believe that. There's a lot of people who've been playing this game for a decade, just like me, because they believe that. I'll go play another game for a little bit, but I always come back to Smite, right? And I think that we have this amazing core community that loves Smite above all else. And as long as that community is around, I think that Smite will continue to have a life, right? Like all things, you know, it will ebb and flow over time, right? I would almost guarantee there will be another great time in the future, and there will be another, oh my God, everything's over time in the future, right? I mean, even if you look at a game like Counter-Strike, right? Like when Counter-Strike first switched to CSGO, it was like dead, you know, because everybody was like, oh no, it's not as good as Counter-Strike Source, which isn't as good as CS 1.6. And then, you know, it took a while, but they ended up back on their feet once they got things going. I'm not saying that we're going to be Counter-Strike. Like, we're obviously, Smite is inherently a little bit of a more niche game than Counter-Strike could ever be, but play what you have fun playing, and don't worry so much about what people are saying, as long as you're having fun, right? I play a lot of old dumb games that nobody likes anymore because I like them, and I'm having fun, and that's life. So that's I don't know if that's the right answer or not, but that's the way I would answer that.
Yeah, I think it's fair. It's like every game that I play play the game because it's fun. Yeah, I'm arguably I'm not in the communities of all the games that I do play, but I play what I think is fun, and as long as we keep committed to creating a fun game and that feels great to play, then I think we'll be okay.
Yep. Let's see. So I'm trying to not pick actual gameplay questions today.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm writing down the notes for, like, can we get ult cooldown on VVVD? Can we get 2x worshippers in arena? I swear that was fixed, but maybe not. Yeah. So I'm sitting here writing down bugs like crazy. Yeah.
So I can answer this one. Why were the layoffs necessary? At the end of the day, we are a business, right? And
Yeah, I
We
put
are
together
not
a
necessarily
question,
here because
but
this
I
is
don't
the
know if
single
it's
best place on the
the
planet
best
for
time
our
to
entry to be making
ask
money,
it. But if they start
but we
taking
need to
questions,
at
I
least
cut and
not
paste
be
it in there.
losing money. And we invested a lot of money into the development of Smite 2, and we have been spending more than we have been bringing in for quite some
Yes,
time.
Smite 1 updates are dead. They're gone. You won't get another
We've reached
Smite 1
the
update.
point where we had a lot of hope going into free to play that we would re-engage a lot of lapsed Smite players, that we
They haven't
would
announced Apollo
potentially
yet.
get a new audience of people that are willing to try the new free to play game. And our projections were very, I would say, realistic. I don't think that we were, we weren't saying the game was going to be Fortnite or anything, right? I think we had pretty realistic projections. And though we exceeded them in certain ways, we actually did a better job bringing over Smite 1 players than we thought we were going to, like current Smite 1 players. People that are over are playing more than we thought they were going to play. The general sentiment among people that like the game is higher than we thought it was going to be, probably. But unfortunately, for the truly new players that came into the game, they didn't really stick around very well. And a lot of the people and there weren't very many of them, to be clear. And also, we didn't get as many old people or old Smite players to come back and try Smite 2 yet as we had hoped. We still think that there's opportunity for this in the future, and I can talk a little bit more about that in a second. But when those numbers didn't pan out, it pretty quickly became clear that if we did nothing, we would risk everything. If we just continued on our current path with our with our previous staffing levels and our previous expenses, we would run out of money at some point. I'm not going to say exactly when, but we would run out of money at some point, and we would not be able to keep Smite going. So this move, as again counterintuitive as it may seem, was needed to get our costs down to where they were in line with how much money we're making, so that we can keep doing this for the foreseeable future, so that we have more time to keep making the game better. We'll have to do it with a smaller team, which sucks, but this secures more of a future for Smite than we would have potentially had if we had just bet the house on keeping everybody and try and turn the numbers around.
They just didn't have the financing
is incredibly
to
hard
keep
to
that
do.
many people,
I
man.
think, like I said,
They
I
just
think there's
didn't
a lot of
have
room
it.
to improve the numbers, right? I think
They're
there's
hemorrhaging money.
a lot of room, but I think that to risk everything on that hope was, I think, would have been irresponsible, not just for us, but also for the community that loves playing this game.
Yeah, it's sad, dude. Plus, a lot of people are mad.
Has Hi-Res talked to investors? I can't comment much on that. Over the years, we've of course had several comments with a lot of people that have had interest in various things. The way the market is right now, it's hard to get investors in gaming projects in general. That doesn't mean that it's not something that could theoretically
sadly
happen, but, I don't have anything.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I wasn't there, but sadly, sometimes the word comes from up top, and it's just somebody says we need to cut this many people, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And then it really sucks because the guys below are the ones that have to break the news and actually decide who dies and who lives. You know what I'm saying? It's very sad and very hard. And it's never the guys up top doing this. Some poor guy, some poor schmuck at the bottom that has to do this to their own brothers and sisters that they've been working for years. You know what I'm saying? It's a real dick move. But I mean, that's business, man.
Than Xbox Series X and a PC. Obviously, PC is widely variable, but I did notice that, and it's something that we are going to dig into to make sure that that's the highest. Basically, because the game thread's high on the PS5, for some reason, it does limit their frame rate based on the highest cost thread, and so because game thread is high on PS5, if we can solve that, it'll help improve performance across the board on PS5. So we're going to be looking into that.
I've seen a couple people ask Kilgoon. I'm not sure if you have anything that you could share regarding esports updates.
I don't have any updates at this time, but sometime soon. I think
right now, first they said there were going to be no esports. Then they said there might be some type of esport. So now esports is up in the air. We don't know if we're going to have esports or not. I mean, me personally, I can care less.
I did see one that I kind of do want to respond to because I feel bad about it. You know, some people felt like it was very insensitive that we had Lermy on Titan Talk the day before the layoffs when she ended up being affected. I will say, yeah, in retrospect, probably shouldn't have done that. I think just to kind of talk through how it happened, Isaiah books the people that are going to show up on the show and gets it straightened out. He didn't know the extent of the layoffs and that Lermy was included. So it was kind of one of those weird situations where how do you uninvite somebody without making them be more worried about their future? And I thought at the time,
Yeah, but how do you how do you fire that many people without giving them a chance to prepare? Without giving them heads up, without giving them 2 weeks of notice, you know what I'm saying? If they were quit, they would have to give 2 weeks notice.
Take responsibility for.
I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. Unless they're still getting paid for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I don't
So
know.
Lermy, if she's watching, I'm sorry to
But it was just like overnight, your ass is gone. That's just BS, dude. At least give them a chance to freaking prep.
I saw another couple questions.
I mean, these people
saying,
have families, you know what I'm saying? It's so stupid.
Are you going to turn off the Smite 1 servers? No, not at this time. Even with the reduced player base, I believe Smite 1 is bringing in enough money to pay for the servers and keep the lights on. And even if it didn't, we would probably
Not
keep the servers on
anymore.
for longer.
Ain't nobody going to buy crap from Smite 1.
No intent to shut down the Smite 1 servers at this point.
But they are going to whittle them down to less servers. They can't BS me, dude. Come on.
There's a lot of questions about like what's our average player count from all platforms and how many players are we expecting and stuff. Players is one of those things that we can't really talk about just because it's like company numbers stuff. But we've said publicly before that console is between.
As of this morning, there was about 7,200
50%
players.
roughly
Before
of
the
our
stream, I
players,
checked. There was
and that's
7,200
directly
players
true,
on
right?
Steam.
It's between
playing
a half to
Smite 2.
2/3 depending on
It peaked
the month
last
and
night at 12,000 and some
what's going on in
change.
the games and if it appeals more to.
So the numbers are not bad.
I think that
All
as a
things
person who's played
considering,
a lot of
right?
Smite 1 on console, I think that there's a lot of work that we need to do to make Smite 2 a better console experience. I think
Yeah,
item
hopefully
store
these guys got
has
some
a ton
parting,
on console.
some parting money, dude, because this
where it's
is
like,
bull crap.
After you buy something, you
But
often
I
have
mean,
to
that's
give it back.
business, dude.
One of
It's
the
still
things
bull
in
crap.
using an item store on console that I think is crucial, which is crucial for PC too, is like, and I think one of the big reasons why people don't like our current system of having components that build into a tier 3 instead of having like tier 1, tier 2 is because it used to be in your inventory, you could click on the thing that you were building and instantly get to the thing you were trying to build. And that's hugely important on console. And currently in Smite 2, you click on it, it takes you to that component. And then it's like, oh shit, I got to find the tier 3 I was building again. So we need to make the item remember what it was building into. And when you click on it, pull up that tier 3 grid. And I think that'll solve a lot of problems that people have with the item store across both sides. And people are talking about custom builds. Yeah, dude, like custom builds is one of the big UI features that is still on our radar that we're trying to figure out how we prioritize because we know that's a big one for people. Another one, it's like there's just so much item store clunk on console. Like if you
They just said it. They're going to keep it on their docket. It's going to be it's one of the top things he said. So
is if you buy a consumable,
I don't have to
which is
cut
one
and
of the
paste
few
my
times
question
you
because
want
that sure
to
as hell was
stay
my
in records, you buy
question.
multiple consumables, and then if you do buy a second consumable, it doesn't make any sound because it only makes a consumable for the first consumable in a stack. There's just so much shit that we got to fix. But like the core gameplay feels really good, and that was our focus, which is why a lot of this item store stuff and whatnot hasn't been prioritized. But I think the console version can be better. I think the console version has a lot of potential to grow.
I've seen it a couple times in YouTube chat, but do we have a plan on how we're going to handle all the work that was being owned by people that were affected last week?
Yeah, that's the majority of the effort this week. Trying to find per department like the holes that we're just like.
Yeah, I agree, Blue. I mean, hell, they've been running Smite 1 for 12 years. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. The only thing that changed was the software. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
we had a lot of
the recipe for success was already there. They just had to improve on it. I mean, building on their mistakes, you know what I'm saying? They had 12 years to make the mistakes and said it. I just don't understand it.
Since October has been just always be patching. making sure that we're.
I think where they screwed themselves is the transition. Like I told you guys in yesterday's stream, right? Smite 1 was their bread maker, their money maker. They should have never, ever, ever, ever went public with Smite 2 until it was ready to almost ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Chris Dixon got double diamonds.
And we didn't.
They should have kept it as a closed alpha until they at least had 50 gods and worked out as many bugs as they could, and then had to open it up so they can stress test it. That way they could have still been making money off Smite 1 the whole way, and then they can transition to Smite 2 slowly, building up revenue, and once the revenue started looking good, then go full blown, you know. But hindsight's 2020, dude. And like I said, you got these people up top making these decisions. These guys ain't making decisions. They're just worker bees.
Some other interesting things.
There's some jackass upstairs that probably doesn't even play the game making these decisions. I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm not there.
We have a lot of.
But I just think that they made a very, very big mistake by bringing Smite 2 to the public just that quick, man. That was a very big mistake. It wasn't ready, man. It wasn't ready.
We're going to try to squeeze this.
Founders Edition should have not gone on sale until the game went into
I
beta.
have 3 quick ones.
They should have had a closed alpha the whole way. We had more than enough people testing this. I mean, hell, we had over 150 some content creators
why didn't we wait to lay people off
checking
until
this
we saw how
out.
much money the
I
water
know,
was?
because I was one of them.
This is a very fair question. This is something we've seen.
Yeah, they fumbled. I agree, Alex. It was a very bad transition.
And because so many people have purchased,
It's
the
very
full
heartbreaking, yeah.
or just log in every week or whatnot, we found that most of our engaged players already had enough currency to buy the Wandering Markets sitting in their inventory. So it's highly unlikely that this first Wandering Market actually makes
No,
sense.
Smite 2 is not going to stop.
I think
As
it's
of
a
right
really
now,
good
they
system.
can't stop it.
Regardless
If
of how much
Smite
it
2
makes, it's
flops,
something to play for.
everybody you see
The
here
more
is out of a
things to
job.
do,
Hi-Rez will
to
die
do more.
if Smite 2 flops.
And it's
They can't
possible
afford,
that it
all their
makes
eggs are
sense
now
to
are
do
in one
more.
basket. They
But,
cannot
it is-
afford for this game to die. If it does, they're
scale of
done.
money that it would need to make to
The
justify
75 people that are left at Hi-Rez are out of a job. They might as well start putting resumes at Epic.
It was extremely, extremely, extremely unlikely that that was going to happen. So it's a very fair question, but you know, I think we felt pretty confident that it
But I
wasn't
guarantee you
really
one thing,
that
man. Now these guys seen their brothers and sisters that they spent their months, years, every day within the office get chopped. That's going to put some fire under their ass to make sure they're putting out some good content now, dude, because they know that they're just one screw up away from getting fired. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to cause for some really a lot of tension in that office, and there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to probably start facing some burnout, dude, and anxiety for sure. So I don't know, dude. That's going to be, I bet you it's going to be rough working there now.
You could forecast what the first one would.
And of course, like you're saying, they're going to take in the workload of all these people they fired. I mean, it's going to be bad, dude. For the first 2 or 3 months, I bet you it's going to be rough up there.
You know, we have to get it out there, but we were able to math what the numbers would be.
And Gillian, do you have one more?
Oh, I did, but I lost it. I'm sorry. I took a note on something else that was a thing that we need to fix. But anyway,
Even though I don't play Susano anymore. Yeah, I don't play them that much. It's because of all the chain CC, dude. There's just Smite 1 just got too much chain CC.
But
I might try him in Smite 2.
how was the question phrased? I'm not sure if you can speak to really any of it, Kilgoon, but basically there's been a lot of discussion and rumors circulating in the community over the past weekend about potential acquisition of Hi-Rez or the Smite IP.
yeah, there is, as far as
They wouldn't
I'm
be able to
aware,
talk
there
about
is
it. They'd be under
nothing
NDA.
currently planned. It's possible that some discussions are happening at a level
These
that I'm not
guys would
privy
not
to,
know.
but I would
Just
find
like the
it highly
firing.
unlikely.
So do you think,
for people that
honestly
don't know,
think
it's
that
probably
these
worth
poor
talking
guys
about.
would know if the company was getting sold, but
so
not know that their friend sitting next to him was going to get fired? I mean, come on,
Hi-Rez
dude.
Ventures
The
is
same
the
people
company.
upstairs
They're
that
kind of like a parent
put the
company
freaking
that
axe to
owns
these people are the same people that would decide if the
Previously,
company's
they
getting
owned
sold or not.
several
These poor
studios,
bastards are going to find out the company's
and also
sold the
Rally
day
Group, which
before
is
they
a
got to be out the door. I mean,
technology
the way they're
provider
going
for
now,
games
I wouldn't be
that does
surprised.
multiplayer backends.
So yeah,
does our
these
multiplayer.
guys don't know. The people that know are
Travis is
the
general
guys up
manager of
top.
Titanforge, so he is in charge of the studio that is making Smite, and I am the executive producer of Smite. So
Yeah.
in things where Travis is too busy to deal with them, I take over. So Like the
unless there are leaks. There's never leaks from the top when it comes to making money, because if there's ever a leak, it can cause them the deal.
And what the company's
the leak is going to be after the deal is done, and then they're going to have to break it to these poor bastards.
At this point, right?
And they're going to be like, "Holy crap, dude!"
If there was a layoff, if there was any opportunity to sell the company, we probably would have been made aware of it. So I do not expect that to happen.
Well, hell, just like Lermy and Dandy, those guys didn't expect to get fired. You know what I'm saying? There's so much uncertainty there that these poor guys are going to be working, or gals. When I say all inclusive, these guys, all these people at high res, dude, they're going to be like anxiety crazed. You know what I'm saying? Are we getting fired? Is the game getting sold? I bet you that's what's going to be for the next 6 months, man.
As I see even the debate happening in
So hopefully people, if things don't happen as fast as some people would hope they would do, they give them, some slack. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, dude, that
wandering market.
This is craziness.
And it's basically the balance of all those things, and then
straight up craziness.
Take the significantly larger arc of
a lot of people forget these are real life people. You know what I'm saying? These guys are people with feelings, with families, with bills. They're worried, man. Look at their eyes. You can see the worry in their eyes. You can't fake this crap. These guys aren't playing around. Look at their eyes. I've seen this type of devastation before. It's not cool.
We know that we want to give players the opportunity to buy some stuff, so we want to make skins, but
it's very sad.
New gods, just in general, take the longest amount of time. So it's not like we want to stop new gods, but we have to find the right cadence that allows us to get those while also doing the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, and I will say, like, the slowest cadence that we're talking about internally.
Yeah, brother, but the corporate world makes you money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at these guys. They're still young. You know what I'm saying?
Some amount of all new gods as well, but
the corporate world, I made a lot of money in the corporate world. I'm not going to lie. When I was working in the corporate world, from the minute I punched into work in the morning to lunchtime, just in that short time, the money I made from punching in the morning to lunchtime was more money than my channel has made since I'd say for the last 4 years. 4 years of revenue for this channel, I made just between punching in my first day at work and lunchtime. That's how much you make in the corporate world.
And we do not make that process.
So I don't hate on them for being in the corporate world. It's just, some people at the top of these corporate situations don't know how to run an organization, or blind, or complacent. They get complacent. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not there. I haven't met their upper ups, so it is what it is. But from past experiences, I've seen it, dude. You get these people that come from various different backgrounds that have nothing to do with the freaking organization they took over, and then they end up shit in the bed, and it's the people at the bottom that end up paying for it.
And like Marvel Rivals will, if you lose a game against real people, they'll have you play bots again. So
but starting your business is not as easy as it sounds, man.
In Smite 1, you only play bots up until level 5.
I got to the second highest military rank, enlisted rank in the U.S. Army. The second highest rank. It took me 27 years to do this. When I retired, I walked into Lockheed Martin.
For new players.
Walked in. I retired, and walking into Lockheed Martin, I was making almost 25% more starting in Lockheed than I did at 27 years in the military. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful the corporations are.
Bringing in new players.
It blew my mind, dude. Blew my mind.
We are blessed that we get a certain number.
So if you ever get a chance to work for defense, especially Lockheed, dude, jump on it. You probably have some bad days. The work sucks every now and then, but I tell you what, you're gonna make a crap ton of money.
Those metrics around to where when these new players that just come into the game because they think it looks interesting, actually think it's interesting. And
sadly, you need to know somebody there, dude, because it took.
And that starts to show.
If you don't know nobody there, the chance to get in there are very hard.
To go find new players.
Yeah, Alex, I know, right?
In terms of what are we doing?
Yeah, it's very hard. You have to know somebody. I got lucky. There's a Marine that was working there, and he didn't have an Army guy on his payroll, so he gave me a chance, and then I became one of his best dudes. So
the platforms, including a potentially very interesting one that I can't.
Of course, they helped that my wife kind of lateraled my resume too,
to bring people in, and
because she was a program manager with Lockheed,
making sure that when they do get in, they have a good time. because right now they're not. And dude, like, what was the number that you pulled? There was a bug the first weekend where the bots were, again, you guys think the bots are garbage, right? The bots were beating new players 80% of the time.
Yes.
80% of the time.
Yeah. And I think that, I mean, that was obviously a bug, but that's the average bots.
Yeah.
Right. And so we obviously had to do a lot of work because that's the only bot matches you could play right now.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work to bring the bots way down.
Yeah, where are those bots at, right?
I was basically playing the arena tutorial.
If that's the case, put some bots on my team when we have Reapers and bots on our team instead of for some of these pugs, man.
30-3 or whatever, just
yeah.
I want to face that.
But
now I want to go against some of these bots. Let's put a Reaper squad against some of these bots, man.
The same frame that I was stunning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, this is supposed to be the easiest intro into the game, and they were using relics.
We're gonna have to put a hit squad together and go bot hunting. Yeah. I want to face some bots now.
Now we
I want the challenge.
So that new players coming in understand it's easy, and then you guys that are playing the game all the time.
Yeah, bots suck, dude.
Easy,
they can't think for themselves. They don't know strategy.
Then create now some mediums and hards. Mm-hmm. Some of these bots, the medium and hard bots, are actually crazy. Mm-hmm. Like I tried to play against
But I mean, think about it though, right? A bot can't miss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got auto aim. A bot cannot miss.
That because anecdotally,
the only advantage you have is that bot can't rationalize. It can't think for itself. It's going to do what it's programmed to do.
But anyway, he spent 2 months playing that.
But it won't miss. Their hunters won't miss. They'll hit you every freaking time.
And then he came 2 months later, and he's like 16, 17. He was like, he just didn't have the confidence to play. So
I don't know.
That's what I want to make sure that we are giving players.
I have no idea.
A way to play the game that they can get 2 months of confidence before they go and play their first PvP.
Dude, all they got to do is give us our freaking auto builds. If they gave us our auto builds, new players to the game would be less stressed at taking too long in the store, not knowing what the hell they want to pick. They got people in the chat talking shit, calling them names because they're taking too long. They think they're AFK, and then they say, the hell with this game. I don't even want to play it. You know what I'm saying? They need to give us custom-made auto builds. That's all there is to it.
What changed from the plan that led us here? Like, financially, were we...
And they need to start posting their items on their damn website. How can we study these items and know what to build, if they don't even have these items on the website? You literally have to go into the game and do a practice to see what items are available. It's ridiculous. I would like to be able to sit on my bed on my iPad, and look and see and start studying the items.
Should be coming in
start,
from people buying the
thinking about various different builds, like I used to do with Smite 1. And then in the morning, I have a list of builds I want to try out, and then I test them out against bots, hard bots, and then I take them to the arena. Can't do that right now.
Every game that we've ever put out.
Where's your bestie Olivia? She was here yesterday.
That's where most of the revenue comes from. Yeah. So really the thing that led to this was not hitting the player number projections that we were forecasting, particularly along returning players and new players.
I'm telling you, dude, I've had so many
players moved over,
players
are playing the game more than we
tell me,
right? They're
whether
really
through behind Discord or comments in my videos, is the reason they tried Smite 2 and they don't like it because they don't understand the shop. They're intimidated by it. They want to just get in the game and play. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to worry about that. If I do a build video, they'll try the build video. They want to be able to take my builds or whatever build, any build, plug it in and just play the game, dude. Go in and start. Don't have to worry about looking for crap in the store. Don't worry about clicking your abilities. They just want to play, dude.
Given the knowledge,
that's what these people don't understand.
Did I make the best decision that I could?
Now, yeah, you got those hardcore people that they're all about that. That's fine. Giving us auto builds is not going to hurt the people that don't want to use auto builds. You know what I'm saying? Just don't freaking use them.
Right.
But it's definitely going to help those that do.
We get a lot more people, no matter what we did. Right. So the options were kind of to go really, really slowly on Smite 2. So by the time it finally got done, it might be 6 years from
Friendly
now.
reminder on your Thanatos build, someone walked in an arena match and walked out with 20 kills. Yeah. Sometimes they work, don't they?
To
sometimes they definitely work.
Smite 1 nearly as frequently without telling people why we were doing it, or
people play these games
not
to
do
fun
this might
to
be
be to
project
enjoy
day.
themselves, and it's
Which,
hard to enjoy yourself when you're
I
sitting there
think
for
we
5 minutes trying to figure out what the
believed
hell to
and we still
buy. You know what I'm saying?
believe it,
And I'm
because
just speaking for
Smite
Arena.
1
I don't give a
is-
shit about any other
it's
mode. Tell you the
like,
truth.
we've said it before. It's kind of a technological dead
Your
end,
kills are
right?
30?
It's stuck on UE3. There's a lot of just kind of core issues.
That's why I
with
haven't
it
been
that,
doing build
we
videos
can't
because
even, like, hire people to fix
it's
anymore
at this
because
point
so old. And
it's very difficult
I
for
think that, like,
people to even use them.
also just like no matter what we do for UE3, it's gonna look and feel like a UE3 game. And there was no path to get it onto modern consoles, which is another huge part of this that most of the community doesn't ever talk about. But like getting it running natively on the new consoles is very important for like visibility and players being willing to give it a chance and treating it as like a current game. So for those reasons,
Yeah,
a lot
dude,
more,
I'm
we
not
felt
playing
like
freaking
making Smite
Conquest
2
to me
was
is like being in
right
special
answer.
ops, dude.
So then
You're
the
doing
question
like
was just,
90% of the
best way to
match
make
is
that transition?
building up and
At the
prepping
time, we
and
felt like
building
the best
up,
thing to
and
do
then you
was
get that
to say,
10% at the very
we need
end
to
of
get
actual
Smite 2
fun. You know what I'm
going.
saying? And I
The
can't
only
be
way you
in.
can do it
I
kind of
can't
with
do
the
that for
community, not just
30
with the
minutes,
people that
45
jump
minutes,
on
an
the
hour.
franchise,
The hell with
is to
that. I
say,
tried Conquest, dude. I
you know,
literally
we're
almost
gonna
fell asleep.
slow down on
It was
Smite 1,
so
we're gonna
damn
announce Smite 2 probably
boring.
earlier than we want to,
And then you got to know
and
what
we're
lane to
gonna
do and
develop
what
this game in
damn
public.
camps to go
And I think
to.
developing it
Dude, I
public
ain't got
has
time
been-
for all that.
There's been a lot of pros.
That's
that
too
have come
damn
out of it, but there's also
complicated.
been a lot of challenges.
And then
that have come
people
out of it, because,
expect you to know all
you know,
this
when we
like
first
the
talked about
first
it,
time
we
you
thought it
play.
was
Well,
what
what the
the
hell?
world
You know,
was,
supposed to get the jungle
and
camp?
again,
Dude, I
I
don't even know what the
will-
hell you're talking about.
you know, I'm
I
the one
don't.
who
Even, where
wrote
the
that
hell's the
script.
jungle? You know what I'm
I
saying? I mean,
guess
when I
I did
first
not make
started
it
playing that
clear
game, I
enough
was like, the hell
that
with
he was still
Conquest, man.
around.
I tried
And,
Conquest
I
maybe
could have
4
said it
times in my
better
life.
in that script.
Early, like 5-6 years ago when I started playing this
anyway,
game. And every time the people were so toxic, I said, screw this. I will never play Conquest ever again.
But no, like we did. It's at the time it felt like we were making the right decision. And as I look back, if I try and put myself back in
But
my
I've played
headspace at that
other
point,
modes. I
knowing
just
what
Arena's the
knew
one I
then,
like because
I
it's
think I would have made the same
constant fighting,
because
dude.
the promise of
Constant
Smite
engagement.
2, I still believe far exceeds what we would have gained by having Smite 1 limp along for a few years before we announced it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think bringing Smite 2 to the players early helped us make sure that we were focused on the right things. We could have done any number.
It
of things,
screwed them.
especially, like,
They
you
can
know,
say whatever the hell they
last
want. It
time,
screwed them. I don't
We
care what they
could've
say. It
focused on new
screwed
players,
them.
right? We could have focused on skin content. We could have focused on making the gameplay, the core of the gameplay better. If
They
we'd
should
done
not
all
have
three of
released
those
Smite
things,
2 this early. They should
I
have
think
waited
we
a little bit longer until it was
in a worse
more
spot,
a bigger
honestly.
package, dude.
Oh hell no! You know, focus on the core of the game,
Right?
Then you know who would be here. The core players needed a better foundation for the game.
See, what these people don't understand
So
is
I think it's just
they're
natural that
they're
we're at the point
thinking
now where
in a
we now
perfect world.
to pivot a little
Even
bit.
though the
Or
game was an
we're in a good
alpha,
spot. Now we need
people
to-
that bought those founders
now we need to
editions, they
develop new
paid
players. Now we
money.
need to think
Not
about
everybody,
conversation
but
or-
some people
or
paid
skins
money
or
for it
something.
and
But without
expected it to be
doing that,
the
you
game.
know, for the last
They
12 months,
expected to have the stuff.
we would have just
So
been
when they were,
in a worse position, honestly.
you know, the game was still in alpha, they got pissed off because the game wasn't Smite 1. It wasn't as good as Smite 1. You know, we don't have all this. So then they started bashing the
All right,
damn
look,
game.
Show of hands. Who wants
And
to
then
play
all
games?
everything spiraled down because people don't understand the concept of alpha. The average player does not understand it.
Yeah, see, I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any action.
That's where they made it. That's why I said they should never went public with that alpha until they had at least a 50 guys and they were ready to go. And then they needed to stress test the system and work out the bigger bugs. And then they should have went. And beta is when they should have went and opened up the freaking founders
The only
editions.
real question I saw during this
But
video
I mean, it is what it is.
how
That's
Stephen
just my
Jr. doing?
my 2 cents.
My son's doing great. He's a month old now, and you know, just doing baby things.
I'm kind of happy only that Weekend got screwed. How did he get screwed?
New picture every day, so he's doing great.
He's looking good.
I take it you don't like Weekend.
He just chuckles every once in a while. I look over and he's got a picture up on his screen. With
Yeah, my wife sends me
a
pictures
cup
on Discord all day.
Cup
and I'm
on the
like,
baby hat and as a hat, baby's hat.
Dude, I'm telling you right now,
if I was not concerned
every
about sharing my
Smite
children's
content
pictures
creator that I
online,
know
would, post those
is
for y'all to see.
is crapping bricks right now. They're worried. They're looking for other avenues.
Chibi skins are an interesting question.
Some of
for
them already
why-
jumped ship.
Why haven't we brought over any chibi skins yet? Is what I'm going to interpret that as.
You guys know I've seen the writing on the
chibi
wall
skins
for a
are
long
all
time, and
like tier 4
I still think that
level
Smite 2
skins.
can be successful, but dude, I already started looking into my cooking channel and stuff like that, like what, half a year ago, 6 months ago, because I saw the writing on the wall, dude. I started seeing the trends, and I needed to diversify and just in case the worst case happened, right?
So, from our perspective, it's better to use.
I like him, but I
original
like to see him
animation resources
suffer
right now
more.
on getting more gods in the game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
focusing
believe it
on
or
the
not,
skins
he's
that we
probably
bring
one of
over
the
are
top
skins
content
that,
creators for Smite.
like more closely ride the rates.
He's probably the top
are,
one.
more like what we used to call like tier 3s in Smite 1.
But he does
because we can
conquest.
technically- or theoretically, we can bring over a lot more of those more quickly.
I don't really
And we
watch
know
him
that,
much.
like,
I've
one of
seen
the
him every
biggest
now
cons
and
we
then.
get is people wanting.
I've interacted with him in the
certain
past. I had a
random
question
skins
for him. He answered it.
And we'd love to get as many of those over as we
He
can.
seems like all right, dude.
So we'd rather kind of move quickly and get a lot of those because there's a lot of fan favorite tier 3s. Super Chrono 64.
They can
I
come
love that
to
skin.
Marvel rivals, but I don't want to hear trash
Actually,
rival
I have an
options,
alt in Smite 1.
especially
I
on
haven't said anything
Rocket
about it,
Raccoon.
But literally has only ever played Chronos. And if I don't get Chronos, I dodge. So
Smite 2 is going to succeed, dude. Once they start adding more gods, once they start doing the same things they did with Smite 1, they start doing their freaking spin-offs or what they
But
say,
I can
their
play it in any role,
collaborations and
you know.
stuff. It's going to bring stuff, but it's not going to happen
yeah, I have
overnight,
toxic
man.
venom, sorry.
As long as the company can start building revenue to stay afloat long enough until the game starts producing money,
Oh,
they'll be all right. It's all going to be about. It's all going to be based on money, man. The question is, are they going to run out of money before the game is done? You know what I'm saying? That's the big question.
Is there any chance that we can get Paladin's characters in Smite as skins at least? Historically, the two fan bases have kind of had like
A rival.
animosity towards each other,
Yeah.
I would say, because everybody thinks that the other game is getting more of the high-res attention and funding than the other one. And it kind of has altered back and forth over the years who people think.
Well, now it's my 2-1, right? So
We did the one skin, the Fernando Ares, and it wasn't very popular. And I guess technically Grover is in both games. But like, I don't think there would be a lot of
this
demand for
roving
that,
market
because
thing that they
not
just
a lot of people
implemented,
have actively played both games.
to a lot of people, it's
So
going
I
to sound
would say
stupid.
Probably not, but I
but
definitely have seen that request. a
It's
lot.
an attempt. It's not stupid. It's an attempt for them to start generating income. A new way of trying to generate income for Smite 2. So we'll see how it happens. Because people, I'm sure, probably stop buying Ultimate, the Founders Editions.
YouTube questions?
People probably stop buying them because they don't know the future of the game. Why the hell am I going to spend $30 on something that
People are
might
asking
not
about
be
Twitch
here
drops.
tomorrow?
I think we were
You
trying to
know,
get Twitch drops turned back on today, but, it
but
might
they'll be
tomorrow.
more willing to
I think it
spend
might be
maybe
tomorrow.
$2 or $3
Yeah, and I think
for a
the
skin.
plan is that we're
You know
going
what
to
I'm saying?
drop Wandering Market
Wandering Market
coins. So it'd be another way to get Wandering Market coins. Even if you don't have time to play, you can build up a currency.
I see HUD editor a few times. Yes, that's one of the things that we want to make sure that we add to the game relatively soon. I think the biggest hurdle right now is just it seems silly, but we need to save your settings. Like right now, the HUD editor is working.
It went on sale.
It's just not being saved, so we just don't have it on.
I think it was like 25% off or something like a couple months ago before they went free to play.
Portions, like a phase 1 of the HUD editor. That
I'm not saying that they're not going to go on sale
people to
again, because they're
probably
definitely
get,
going to go on
90%
sale again.
Yeah, 90% of
The question
people
is when,
happy with
right?
That, but
Is it going to be
there's a
Black
lot that we
Friday?
can
Is it going to
do,
be a back
like
to school sale? Who knows?
thousands. The feature list of a HUD editor.
But yes, you will be able to get the
really
God
long.
pack at
We'll
a
get
discount
the
sooner or later.
minimum,
Hell, they might give us codes to give them away, right? Would that be cool? Do a giveaway for
I have
a God pack?
2 that I'm going to answer. Oh, I lost the one. Darn it.
Yes, I made Zeus.
There's a question about like, what sort of, did we just like, were the people that were let go just thrown on the street, or what did the company do for them?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
So everyone was given 60 days notice, technically, but they are not expected to work those 60 days. They are being paid for the next 60 days, their normal salary. And
that's cool. Okay, so
actually slightly longer than
whoever's up there just came back down probably about 5 notches on the freaking dick meter. So they're not as big as dick as I thought. So that's good.
There is like some kind of like counseling services that we have.
Good.
And some, I believe there's some job search services. But
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
a lot
really know the
better.
details about that. Our HR team would know more. So, you know, there's no perfect solution. in
Yeah,
terms
because
of
they're a
these,
bunch of
but,
dicks for firing these people,
you know,
man.
there was at least something for the people who were affected. Yeah, and then the other thing, I will just say, like, again, there's kind of this. It's really easy to point the finger at the unknown higher up shadow powers, right? And you know, there are. Oh, we got an ad. Oh, chat is upset about the ads.
I ran the before we
Dude,
started.
there's no way around it, dude. I have mine on minimum ads,
you know how long
and
ads
they
go?
still give me
Fizzling.
freaking ads
So you feel
on
it for a
both
second?
YouTube and Twitch. I have no control over it. If I can turn off my ads on Twitch, I would, because Twitch ads does makes me zero money. I don't even want them.
second.
But if I turn them off, Twitch puts
just
their own
hold
freaking ads on it. So either way, you get ads. It's so stupid.
Oh, that's brutal.
1 minute 6 seconds more. Someone says.
Okay. Well, we'll just chill for another minute.
Yeah.
Sorry for people that got ads.
Apologies. I tried to run them. On
I mean,
YouTube.
obviously, we're not getting the ads they're talking about because we're watching them, right? So that's another thing. It's sporadic.
Favorite junglers. My favorite junglers in Smite 1 are Hunbots, which is probably my favorite jungler in Smite 2. Tsukiyomi and Bastet. I think would be my top three.
Tsukiyomi. Well, I feel a lot better for those
Okay,
people.
well,
If they
you can
got
say
60-day severance,
Chat is
that's
probably
awesome,
done with
dude.
ads right now. So
That's really good.
you know, there is a high res level of overseeing the company, right? That has a board, that has, you know, a president, that has a CEO.
Exactly.
But we are not there's not like a shadow cabal that is huge, that is, you know, some unknown people that are, you know, up there, right? Like,
No, it's the
realistically,
CEO and the
like,
president.
we are the people that are responsible for the day-to-day operations of
Yeah, you're called
for
workers.
the game going forward, which is why we're the people here today talking, right?
Yeah.
And we're the people that are tasked with, you know, making things better, right? So we're
Doing what they tell you to do. Yeah, it's called a worker. But who you think does all the big business decisions? Not these guys. These guys are no different than being a hammer or a freaking screwdriver. These guys are, and I don't mean this in a bad way. They're just tools. They're tools of the
It
trade.
depends. You know,
We need a
start
freaking
moving
programmer.
down,
Go buy you a
down,
programmer. You know what I'm saying? It's like going and buying a
we're
hammer.
looking for plus ones.
It's
right?
the
We might
people
change
up top that
ability.
make the business decisions.
Changing an
That's all there is
ability
to it,
adds
dude.
time to every skin that we want to pour.
Because I guarantee you, they
But
got
there's a base
big
amount of
bucks
time
invested.
that really centers
And if
around
they get a
making
chance to
and effects.
dump this
That
company
takes
for
a
big
really
money,
long
trust me,
time
they'll
to
do it in a
this
heartbeat,
because you
man.
have to
In a
rebuild those
heartbeat.
effects in Smite 2.
I mean, that's just my
And
opinion. I
so,
don't know the guys
yes,
firsthand, but I've seen it a
area
thousand
lift
times over,
for
dude. Money
Smite-
talks,
Smite 2
bullshit
for tier 4
walks.
and
That's
5
just the
skins
way it is.
much higher than others.
Especially now when there's so much uncertainty. If
again, not about
Epic,
layoffs, but just,
in my opinion,
the
if
build,
Epic was to say, "Hey,
custom builds
we'll
feature,
buy it for
the
X, Y, Z,"
share builds
and it was a
that's
pretty
still
good
on our
offer, I
roadmap.
bet you
We're
they
still,
would jump on it, dude.
planning it out and figuring out
Because,
best
dude,
ways.
now they got the money. They can walk away from it. They don't have to deal
early
with the
development
drama.
work on it now.
And these poor guys would be like, "What the hell? I guess we're working for
Just
Epic now."
Regarding esports and kind of
If they even decide to keep them.
the question
Because
is,
sometimes these people come in
generally
and buy these
just like,
companies, they roll in with their own crew.
Was it not seen as a success, and was that kind of one of the reasons?
I've seen it
why
1,000 times over, man. It's
the
sad.
sports department was kind of affected in the way it was?
I will say that everyone at every level of the company said that Vegas was one of the best run, arguably the best run esports event we have ever done, that the team did an incredible job. There were no major issues. It was a great event, and everything was run really well in the run up to that event. So it
Yeah.
had absolutely no impact on
With that said,
team
what value did it bring to the
like, they did
company?
a great job with that.
What value did it bring to the company? Did it bring new purchase people buying
The-
diamonds? Did it bring any type of revenue?
Realistically,
Or did it cost them millions of dollars that they could have used to help develop the game? You know what I'm saying?
every dollar is a dollar, right? And
That tournament was
the
bullshit. They should have never done
decisions
it,
were
dude.
made in a way to prioritize the continued development of the game above all else. And that led
That
to
tournament cost them millions of
really
dollars.
decisions with a lot of great
Between
people.
planning, the
And
venue,
publishing got
security,
eviscerated.
I mean,
think
audio's
me and
crap,
Isaiah basically are publishing at this point.
text. It cost them a couple $1 million, probably a few $1 million to hold that tournament. It was stupid.
Across all the games, not just on Smite. You know, we basically like any like core development, you know, positions were affected first, and then from there it was like, how do we do the best we can with?
But the problem is they probably
money
planned it
and
so
the-
far in
the
advance
headcount
that
we
they
have
had
left.
deposits they can get back out of it.
And
I bet you that's
everybody
what
has their own
happened.
opinion about what
Because a lot of
the
those
right
venues, you got to
those decisions
get like a
were,
year in
but
advance, 6 months
it
in
was
advance.
never an option of how do we,
And it's a matter
more
of the best,
people.
you know,
It was
the
how
least
do
of the
we,
worst.
you know, make the,
Do we
the
cut our losses and lose the money in
percent
deposits, or we just go through with
people
it
that
and
we
bite the
can
bullet? You know what I'm saying? I bet you that's probably what happened.
which is hard and is a very tough conversation if you've never been a part of that.
But they
Yeah.
still shouldn't have scheduled something that
Vegas
early in the
is
game's
an
development.
amazing
I think
show.
that
It's
was not
amazing.
smart.
Everyone that worked
But
on
that's
the
just
show
my
was
personal
amazing.
opinion.
I would say that the Vegas tournament went better than expected, honestly.
And another reason,
And it
why
really
the
comes
hell did
down
they go to Vegas? These guys are based in Atlanta. Atlanta is an international hub. Atlanta has so many. It's like the mother of freaking MLM conventions. People do all these damn MLM conventions down there. All these people doing all these. Man, there's so many conventions going on. They got BlizzCon, GameCon, freaking whatever con. You know what I'm saying? Why did they spend the money to go to Vegas when they could have done it right there in Atlanta? Atlanta had the international airports. They got the hotels. They got everything there. It would have saved them so much money
that we can stay alive
because they wanted to go screw off in Vegas. That's
make
why.
Smite 2 amazing and
I
grow the
mean,
game
whatever, dude. I'm getting my old man rant.
You know, the
It's
decisions
just-
that we had to make were not as a result of the esports event or Vegas.
So many
or
people
whatever.
could have drove.
It's just-
I mean, Atlanta's like the center right there. There's so many states where people could have drove. They wouldn't have to fly in.
Players, and that's why we're gonna, that's why we're shifting our focus and making sure that we're servicing core players and then growing new players from there.
But it is what it is.
It keeps
I would have
coming
drove
back to
there.
that.
I'm like
That-
6 hours
that
away,
event
4 to
was
6
probably
hours
the
away.
best one that I think I've ever been a part of. It was so intimate. Like, I think I was talking to people nonstop, whereas before in other places and other venues, we wouldn't even have had an opportunity to talk with like the fans and the community and the players of the game. I think that that just shows that an event like that Vegas event and how it was run and the people that we had running it was just.
I've never seen anybody
it's just the best one
question
I think I've ever been.
how the event was run. Everybody said the event
We are
went without a hitch,
little bit
whatever.
past 2 p.m., so
My question is,
wanna do
why
one
did
more
the
question?
event
Yeah.
even exist in the first place this early in the development? What benefit did they get out of it? What benefit
And
were they
I
looking to
will
get out
say,
of it?
just
That's
kinda
what I
to
wanted.
Let a couple more questions come in. This is not the last Titan Talk, right? Isaiah and I plan to keep these going. I think we will continue to answer this kind of question. I assume that they will continue to come up for a long time, but we do want to try and focus more on the game itself, because that's
Exposure.
what we're all focused on at this point, right?
There was not enough
before we got on the call
advertising
today, we
to
spent
make it
2 hours
worthwhile
yelling about a
for
playtest where
exposure.
There were some
There was
things
not
that
enough
were not
hoopla
going the way
behind
that we
it
wanted them to go, and we were trying to figure out how to
for
fix
any
the
gained
things that
exposure.
we couldn't at playtest
There's
this morning. And we're figuring out how to prioritize.
I cannot see
workload.
any more exposure to
know,
them now than before. Hell, I didn't even know it
Talking about
happened, to tell you the
this later
truth.
today, but tomorrow,
I mean, I don't even
some
remember
matchmaking
it going. I knew it was
things,
going to
some,
happen,
like, high-level
but
competitive
I
ranked
slept through. It's like
things,
sleeping through a show, dude. I
we're
mean,
back like
they're not better off now than they were
team
before. If
here
anything, they're
is
probably
still
worse off.
hurting, but we're back in the grind of like, how do we make the game better? Because that's how we get through this, right? So again, we'll continue to answer these questions as they come up, but
It was
much
too
rather answer
early in the
game-focused
development,
questions
man.
as much as we can.
That's something you do once the game is like ready to go. You know what I'm saying? You don't throw a freaking tournament on a game that's an alpha. That's just ridiculous. And it was an alpha back then, if I'm not mistaken, because they just went beta with Bear Samity.
Legal Flame of Valhalla stealing Smite assets.
Well,
But like I said, dude, it is what it is.
My favorite.
just my 2
speaking of
cents.
Smite assets, by the way, was the raw America on the fireworks.
Fireworks, I think, is
that
definitely
was
the best.
that was actually
My
amazing.
favorite is we got a letter to the legal email one time with this guy who got a tattoo for, I think in like New Zealand or something, who got this huge Zeus tattoo, I think all over his back and like massive. And the tattoo artist had told him that he had come up with the drawing himself and that it was unique, but it was really like the Smite Zeus. And like he wanted us to like sue the tattoo artist for stealing our work, because he's like, everywhere I go, people ask me if I'm a Smite fan,
Right,
and I don't even know what this
Oh,
damn thing is. I just wanted a Zeus
snap.
tattoo. So yeah, that's the best.
Oh,
death
wow.
I've heard of.
Question from YouTube. Do we think that the demand from players is too much?
Dude,
in
I would sue the tattoo artist, because now that guy's doing copyright infringement anytime he takes off his shirt in public. Because that's why
too much is the
freaking
right word.
Tyson got
Smite
sued by his
players-
tattoo artist when they did The Hangover because of his face tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I will say, I think that
Because the tattoo artist is supposed to own the rights. So Smite really, these high-risk kids sue that guy they wanted to.
Thought the player base would be a little bit more open to
Not the
reading
tattoo artist, but the
some
actual guy.
things as we went from Smite 1 to Smite 2. But we have been more constrained to Smite 1 parody than we thought we were going to be in this project. Like, our goal was always to make it like Smite 1-y, right? It wasn't like, let's make a completely different game. Like we, from the start, we were like, well, we don't want to do a game with verticality because that's not Smite, right? It won't feel like Smite. But
It's a
you know,
bit
even
petty,
when
yeah,
it's like the
for sure.
community, you know, still. It's
I
like
can't believe
too
they
much.
sued
It's like,
Mike Tyson for that either. That was so
It's
stupid.
been months, guys.
But
like it's
I
a
don't
good
know. I don't know what the
system,
outcome was. I just
right,
remember reading it and I was
but,
like, what the
a lot
crap,
of people are
dude?
still very like committed to the way things were. in
How can you
Smite
put
1,
something on your body that
changing
belongs to somebody
all-
else? That's so
It's
dumb.
worse, and it won't be perceived.
Let me
as
put a
better.
billboard on my
Even
face
if-
of your work, and
if a new
you know,
new eyes look at it and think it's
so
better,
dumb.
doesn't necessarily mean that it's better in the eyes of Smite 1 players.
The way I see it, if it's on your body, it belongs to you. You know what I'm saying?
It's been
He relieved
delicate
his
balance.
copyright as
The
soon as
core
he put it on
players
your body.
want their Smite. You change it too much,
But,
and you lose the
I
core
digress.
players without re-engaging another player, a player base. Then you're kind of just not making a game for anyone, honestly, at that point. You know?
I'll answer this one. Will we change our porting policy for Smite 2, or will we continue with the characters while only making minor adjustments? Also, please give Guan Yu a sharp Guan Dao. I think I said that right. And our plan is still to focus on the +1s to existing characters' kits. Again, going back to kind of what I just said, like, if we change a character too drastically from Smite 1, we just get more negative feedback than positive feedback. So we would rather take the kit and figure out how we can evolve it through some additions rather than things that can be viewed as pure takeaways. Yeah. And then we're looking at the aspects as kind of an opportunity to provide more of a shift.
That's why they came out with the aspects.
And I think
So
some
all
of those
the
are better than
freaking
others.
Smite
Like,
nerds
it's
to
like
shut
kind
the
of
hell
putting out
up
system
and let them
you know,
build
go
the
back and
character
fix
like
it
they
or once
wanted
we,
to without hearing all their crying and negativity
but I
through
think
social
that
media. That's
offers
exactly what
more
it
of
was,
like,
dude.
mix
There's
up
so
some
many
characters
damn
we play,
crybabies out there.
We can't necessarily
The
do
game doesn't
in the
go the
initial
way they want it to,
work.
and then they
Now, I
start
will
bashing the
say,
game. They don't understand that
yesterday,
that ripple effect of that negativity, dude, could definitely tank the game.
But his old
Nobody wants to play a game that people
so
think
he's just, like,
sucks.
in
Little
the
pro.
air,
He's pretty
kinda
early.
like, yeah,
But
just floating in the air.
yeah, but I have played.
So I guess
a
the
lot of
aspect
Guan
thing
Yu
was a
since
smart
one,
idea.
He you know feels like an early rough version of Guan Yu, which is where he should feel right now.
I will say, Smite 2 Guan Yu won't be anywhere near as OP as
Yeah, and they have the loudest
Guan Yu, you
megaphone,
say that
There
right?
are
now,
a few
Travis.
things.
However, there have been a few Smite 2 gods that have
What really
destroyed
Just
Guan
irks
Yu
me
when-
is when you see these
and
people
I'm not gonna
talking
name
crap,
the gods,
you know,
but
crying about
there's been a
something,
couple
and then
that-
you look
that
at their
put
freaking
Guan
Steam
Yu
account
as
and they
one
only
of
got
these
like
Smite
maybe
one to
30
shame.
hours in the game or 100 hours in the game. You
pretty
know what I'm
bad.
saying? They
But,
it's
yeah,
like, what
Guan
the
Yu, I
hell?
can't wait.
You damn
And then,
we're over here with
do you want to
5,
ask a
6,000,
question,
10,000,
or
15,000
go
hours
ahead?
in the game. You're gonna tell us? I feel like
Um,
slapping the crap out of those people, man. It blows my mind, dude.
No.
They're out there bitching and moaning on all social media, and it's like, dude, you barely even scratched the surface of what the game's about.
It's hard to. It's
But
hard
I
to
mean, it
keep
is
up.
it is. I guess everybody
Teams,
has the right to their own opinion.
Those are stretch. Well, let's just say stretch goal. Yeah.
You got 9,000 hours of Smite 1. I don't know what the hell I got. I'd have to check my
it's
Steam.
very difficult to do the show.
It's probably not that much. I'd say probably like 5.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. All right. Well,
We can go call it.
yeah, I think we will call it. But I guess I'll just kind of wrap up and say,
Smite 2, I'm already at
you know,
300.
we
Dude, I probably got like
appreciate you all.
50 hours,
I don't
100 hours,
think
if I'm lucky on
There
Smite
are
2.
many communities that would tune in 3 times a week for an hour to listen to us bullshit, right? Like,
Yeah, there are
you
a
guys
lot of
here
entitled people on
all the
social media. I
time,
agree
good and bad.
1,000%.
And we really appreciate your support, right? And I think that like the way that we approach development, when you think about a lot of games, you don't know the faces of the people that make those games. Maybe, you know, one person, right? But, you know, when something like this happens on a game where you know all the people and you feel like, you know, maybe not they're not your friends, but like, you know, they're familiar faces at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it just makes it harder for a community. So we don't plan to change the way we interact with y'all, even if it does make it harder sometimes, because, you know, we love you guys and we want to be part of the community too, right?
Dude, but now they got to be careful what they
could probably
say.
just keep meandering and bullshitting for forever.
You got 143 hours in Smite 1.
you
Dude,
guys
I'd be
for
lucky
watching.
to
Thank
have
you for,
freaking 43 hours in
supporting
Smite
us.
1. I mean, Smite 2.
Inbound wants to know what Alani we have.
I haven't been playing it, dude. The only time I play is when I'm on stream, really.
Cherry twist.
Yes.
Until they come out with auto
I
builds,
didn't know that I was supposed to get.
Yeah.
I just don't
that's-
enjoy it
that's
as
my
much.
job. Yeah.
That's my
We'll
bad.
get you
my
one.
bad.
But yeah, no, definitely appreciate you all very much.
And someone was asking about this sweatshirt. Oh my gosh, it is so comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like when I really want to just be super chill, I just put this on because it's like a comfort thing. You know, it's like your blanket. You know,
Right,
Just
yeah.
curl up in a ball. Yeah, it's so good.
All right.
Well, I tell you what, if anything out of what the hell we heard today, the best thing I heard is that those people that got fired got at least 60 days of pay without having to work. That they got 60 days paid time to find another job. That was the best thing I heard out of this
Yes,
whole
thank you,
damn
please
stream.
Let us know what you think of Rama and Soul aspect, and there's another aspect. Amaterasu aspect. Yeah, lots of fun stuff.
The rest of it was
check
just
out.
them
We appreciate you guys. We're gonna keep
going
trying.
in
We're gonna keep making
circles.
games great.
Yeah. All right, chat. Take care. We'll see y'all on Wednesday, 1 p.m. ET for the next edition of Titan Talk. Until then, take care of yourselves. See you.
Yeah, we will not be streaming that one. All right, so that is all this. That's it, man. So Smite 2 is not dead. Don't let people tell you it's dead. If anything, now they're going to be even more focused on Smite 2 because they've seen what what could happen to them if it's not a success, right? At the end of the day, these people's livelihoods. So they're going to be working hard. So we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, they just started this rotating market thing. I really haven't seen it, but it is a way for them to generate. I can see why they did it. It's a new way for them to try to start generating additional income. Obviously, the founders editions aren't selling probably as much as they would want them to. They don't have a lot of skins for the people to start buying diamonds to purchase them. So this is a new way of doing it, I guess. And I mean, anything is better than nothing, right? So I'm glad that they're at least trying. So don't believe the hype, dude. There's a lot of hate mongers out there that don't know shit about this game, but out there saying how it's dying and all that crap. And regurgitating stupidity like that, all it's going to do is hurt the game even more, right? We need people to play the game, but at the same time, we can't be stupid either. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good that we tune into these streams so we get the, you know, not the hearsay, but straight from their mouths on what's going on. But even then, take it with a grain of salt, because like I told you guys early in the stream, these guys are at the bottom of the food chain, man. These guys only know what these guys up here want them to know. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's not that these guys are trying to lie to you. It's the information they got, they held to be true because it came up from up top. Whether it's true or not, only this guy knows, or this gal knows. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, always keep that information they share with you, you know, take it with a grain of salt too, because whether they know it or not, it might not hold true. We don't know. But as it stands right now, I'm not too worried about Smite 2 yet. I think I really like what happened between Baron Samity and when they went freaking free to play. The game feels a lot better now. So if you haven't tried it lately, you might want to try it. All right, so that's pretty much it, man. So again, I haven't got. Let me check my email real quick. I haven't got any codes yet from Smite for any type of giveaways as of yet. No, I don't see nothing yet. But again, keep an eye out on our Discord. Keep an eye out on our X.com. Sunday we're gonna be doing our regular Smite 2 stream. If I get codes this week, then this Sunday will be a giveaway stream. If not, then it'll be the next Sunday, what have you, right? But hey, man, appreciate everybody coming by and watching this. As you can see, it wasn't doom or gloom, right? Again, appreciate everybody coming by. I'm Darkgarza, your OG on GC. We'll catch y'all next time.